Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special episode of Game Chat. Today, I have Anthony here with me, and he had the opportunity to watch Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings, and he wanted to go and review it. So, Anthony, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Brunner. First shout out Cinemark. Had a great time in Cinemark. If you guys are gonna watch it, uh, try to go to Cinemark. Stay safe, of course. Or you can wait till Disney Plus. I believe it comes out in a month at Disney Plus. Um, Stay safe. Go watch it in the movies. It is a great IMAX if you can. I watched it in IMAX, and let me tell you, my theater was packed. I had some space next to me, but it was a good amount of people in there. And like Brunner said, I was able to go watch it. I went on a Thursday, opening day. And let me tell you, the crowds were hyped. You know, you got that feeling of a Marvel movie going, and you just feel good energy throughout the whole movie. So going in this movie, I think me and half the audience, and I think you too, Brunner, are expecting very little from this movie. And the trailers show very little, I'll admit. But the movie is mind blowing. I think is one of the best movies they put out there since Endgame. That is just my personal opinion, however. But let me tell you, spoiler free, the action and fighting is off the charts. Bro. Let me tell you, it's like they got the mixed martial arts of everything down, like perfect. You could feel the power of the rings when they fight. When they're using the rings, you could feel, oh wow, these are something like that could take on the event. So I think it showed a really good, how do you say it? It showed a really good tool. I don't know. What would you call it? It's a good introduction to the Marvel universe that these weapons exist. And I don't know if this counts as a spoiler, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it does tie in because I know me going in, I was like, well, where were they all the time? It does tie into the MCU perfect. It explains who he is, where he's been all this time, and it shows how powerful he really is. And when the Mandarin fights or Shang-Chi or anyone, amazing choreography. They got it like 10 out of 10, dude. And you just got to give credit where credit is due. Some Marvel movies, Black Widow, didn't have much to show for. And I think everyone was excited to go to a Marvel movie to see something new, and Shang-Chi so delivers that. Like, it is one of the best Marvel movies I've seen in a while. The villain, let me tell you, man, the villain is probably one of the best original villains we've had in a while too. It's not this like it does kind of fall into the Marvel formula. He's kind of fighting the same person. Iron Man 1. Captain America. You want to call it Captain America 1? He's fought Red Skull. So, but he is fighting his father. But I have to go into spoilers now. I'm sorry. So
Okay,
that's
before you go into spoilers, what do you rate this movie out of 10?
out of 10. Honest review. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it high. I like there were some jokes that caught me off guard that I laughed at. The quick summary why I give it 9. The soundtrack was amazing, amazing. The visuals were amazing. Choreography amazing. Cheesy, kinda, but it's okay because it's more and it ties in with the MCU in the post credit scene. So yes, I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. Had my crowd laughing, had me laughing, had a great time. 9.5 out of 10. That's
Now you can go into spoilers now.
all right. So spoilers. All right. So movie opens with Mandarin taking over the world basically. And he meets this girl, which is Shang-Chi's mom, and it shows basically how they got married. And then we come to find out that it was kind of Shang-Chi's fault. His mother died, sort of, kind of. Not really. He was a kid, but that's the only thing that kind of bothered me. A little like too many flashbacks, but it worked really good. You know what I mean? And it just tight. The Mandarin, man. You felt his pain. He loved his wife, and that's the only reason why he was doing this. He missed his wife, and he thought she was still alive. And I thought, okay, you know what? This is actually original. concept for a Marvel, because you see everyone, it's like, okay, they always want something that they have. It's a powerful tool, the Tesseract, Tony's heart. And this one, he just wants his love back. So it's like, all right, like you can feel for this villain. And wow, this is a good way to open up Phase 4 in the movies, at least. You're introduced to a whole new world, a whole new fighting style, a whole new group of um, different creatures, I guess. Dragon comes out. That was pretty. I got my crowd going. And you know what, man? I'm gonna talk about the post credit scene right here, right?
Okay.
This is where everybody is controversial. Bruce Banner comes out, but not as Professor Hulk, as regular Mark Ruffalo. And Captain Marvel comes out. They're in a hologram, and they're talking, and they're looking at the rings, right? So Wong, Captain Marvel, and Hulk, or Bruce Banner, are looking at the rings, and they're zooming into it, and they're saying, how long have the rings existed? And he's like, I don't know, 500 years. And then Banner says it's showing more than that. It's showing it go on centuries. And then they zoom in and there's a pulse to it. So it's this whole time the rings were sending a pulse to something. And they're like, okay, we don't know what this pulse is, but we're gonna go. Like we're just gonna continue on. And people are thinking it's the Inhumans. But like we don't know. We don't know what that pulse is. So I got everyone thinking, whoa. And then the last post credits, there's two. It's basically his sister taking over the Ten Rings. So Ten Rings will be back in the MCU. Like if they're gonna be a threat to anything. And 9.5 out of 10. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. And then we're gonna have an episode where Brunner goes to watch it, and he's gonna vouch for me. Am I right, Brunner?
Yes. I think it's very interesting now, because we're like in this aftermath of, all the heavy hitters are gone. Thor kind of, but Iron Man's gone, Captain America's gone, original Captain America, and Marvel's trying to find its footing, you know, because those people are what kept us in theaters. And I like this direction of where they're going in an original story in the Marvel universe. Very interesting, choosing Shang-Chi, but it clearly paid off.
Oh yes, dude. And you know what? Here's how original it was. Ready? Because I was thinking, all right, this is gonna be another origin story where he's gonna uh, learn his powers. Say, oh, I don't know I had this. No, this whole time he knew he had it, and he's just like, oh, I never used it because I know I'm bad at it, but I just don't use it because I don't want to. I want to be a normal guy. I want to live my life. So I was like, okay, this guy's been badass since he was born. Like he's just like this isn't new. Like because at first I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because he starts speaking Mandarin and he starts kicking everybody's ass, and I'm like, holy shit. And he said, yeah, I've known this like all my life. And I'm like, this is badass. But yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say about that, man.
Thank you, Anthony, for the review. And thank you guys so much for listening and supporting us with your listens. And we'll
Yes,
see you
thank you.
guys in the next one.
Thank you guys.